Hello, vinyl community. This is Mike with TCAT's Deep Vinyl Tracks. I want to do another tag video. The last video I did was the vinyl tag for 2023, and somebody else decided to do a tag for CDs for 2023. I thought that would be fun to do, to kind of show off some things that, since we tend to concentrate on vinyl a lot more, show off a few things that you don't necessarily get to see very often on this in this community, and that's show off some of our CDs. So this tag was created by somebody that's fairly new to the community, Lego Paydi, I think. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I'll leave a link to it down below. Legopaidi is the channel name. Anyway, 20 questions or 20 things to kind of direct your discussion if you're thinking of doing this. The first one is show a 2022 release on CD. I don't have any 2022 releases. The closest thing I have is from 2018, and that's this particular release, done by a fairly famous band. And I don't know, I might just let you guess who it is. But it comes in this book, hardback book. It's got some really neat pictures in it, and all the lyrics from the songs are in here. Here's a picture of the band, a fairly famous band. Maybe you can figure out who it is. So that's the closest thing I have. The last CD I bought was Talking Heads, more songs about buildings and food. Found this at a thrift store where I get most of my CDs. That's usually where I pick them up. Number 3 is the first CD I ever bought. I don't have it anymore, so I went back through my collection and picked out the oldest one that I have, or the one that I bought the longest time ago, that is. And that is this album by the Flatlanders, Now Again. This particular album or CD has made it through my collection, through all the moves I've made, all of that, for several years. And there's a good reason for it. The Flatlanders is a great band, one that, if you're interested in the kind of folk, kind of country-ish, alternative country sound, then this is one that you should be looking at. Very great album by this trio. Jimmy Dale Gilmore, Butch Hancock, and Joe Ely. Of course, all three of them great songwriters, and have had solo careers on their own. They've also put out some albums underneath the name The Flatlanders, so look them up. Number 4, show a CD-R demo or a do-it-yourself CD that you've done or somebody else has done. And I picked these up out of the thrift store, CD1 and CD2 of Pearl Jam's Lost Dogs. They were put in these plastic pouches with the cover art. Probably looks like it's been copied off. And the discs themselves look sort of homemade. I'm guessing they're homemade. But anyway, great collection had. They're all of Pearl Jam's earlier unreleased or B-sides, some of the more of their rarities and things like that. The last CD that you played, the last CD I played was this one, REM's Around the Sun. This is one of their later albums, of course, so it's not quite as well known as some of their earlier work, but played it through. Really good CD, and I really enjoyed it. And it comes with this nice poster, which has the lyrics on one side and this picture on the other. So that's REM Around the Sun. Various artist compilation. Again, moving along with REM. This is a tribute to REM, a really bizarre compilation called Surprise Your Pig. And it has a lot of interesting bands that I haven't really heard of much. I know you're not going to be able to see that on there, but just trust me, it's not listed anywhere in the CD. Of course, the case is broken, but that can be fixed. Very strange compilation, to be certain. Best of compilation CD from one artist, that would be The Worst of Jefferson Airplane. This is one of the best compilations, I think, out there for any band. Some of Jefferson Airplane's more well-known hits: Blues from an Airplane, Somebody to Love, White Rabbit, of course, Crown of Creation, Volunteers, just full of great songs. The Worst of Jefferson Airplane. Number 8, show a CD box set. There's several that I could have shown. I decided to go with this one because I haven't shown it that often, and I haven't seen it that often either, for that matter. It's from Rhino Records. It's Gordon Lightfoot's songbook. What you got here are 4 CDs and a book, and it's just loaded with all these great tracks. I think there's 88 tracks all in all, and 16 of those tracks are unreleased. There's the CDs, and you don't really need anything else if you've got this. This has got everything that's great by Gordon Lightfoot, and the book itself is really good. Some pictures in there, long write-up about on the bio of Gordon Lightfoot, and then part of the booklet is different notes that Gordon Lightfoot made for each individual track in the collection. So he's got his comments on there, and there's him with his band, and discography. Okay, so this is really a good collection, and I'm glad I've kept this one around. I don't see it around very often. A single CD that contains an entire discography for an artist. Well, I've got a couple here I'll show real quick. The first one is Oysterhead. Oysterhead is a band made up of 3 individuals you'll know, so they're basically a super group. First of all, you got Stuart Copeland from The Police, Trey Anastasio from Phish, and Les Claypool from Primus. And really fun CD here. Quite an interesting mix. You can tell a difference between the Les Claypool and the Trey Anastasio penned songs, but it's really good. I really enjoy this one. And the other one I want to show is The Firm. This has their 2 albums, their self-titled album and Mean Business on one disc. There it all is. So, there you go. Number 10, show a CD in a cardboard sleeve. I've been finding these here and there and picking them up as I go. It's another Pearl Jam concert release. This one is from New Orleans, Louisiana, August 14th of the year 2000. And 2 CDs there. Really good set list. The phone doesn't seem to want to focus on that very well, unfortunately. There's the CD, one of them. Okay, number 11, a CD single. I like to pick up CD singles from certain artists. One of them is Beck, and I'll show you a couple that I have from him. There's Beck's Beer Can. It has Beer Can, Got No Mind, Ask His Power Grudge Payback, Totally Confused, and Spanking Room. 5 songs on that one. The fun thing about these early Beck CDs is they have a lot of the rare stuff that he made at home before he became popular. Here's the New Pollution, and this one has 3 tracks, 3 different versions of New Pollution. This one is called Dead Weight, and this one has 3 tracks: Dead Weight, Erase the Sun, and SA5. I think they're, except for Dead Weight, they're all rare tracks. And then Beck's Loser. This one has 4 tracks on it: Loser, Totally Confused, which is a previously unreleased version of it, Corvette Bummer, which is previously unreleased, and MTV Makes Me Want to Smoke Crack. All of those songs were on some of his original demo CDs, which there are a lot out there if you really want to get into Beck. Anyway, that's one of the artists I like to collect a lot of his singles from, and some of his mini albums. Number 12 is show a double or triple CD that is not a box set. I'm going to show this version of Porcupine Tree's Up the Down Stair. This one has 2 CDs in it. It's the edition that has both the regular CD and the outtake CD that was released later called Staircase Infinities. So it has both of them on there. Sorry about the phone not focusing. Number 13, show a CD that looks like a record. So I used to have one that looked like a record. It was a copy of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. The CD looked like a record, but I don't have that anymore. Closest thing I could find is the Beatles' Past Masters. This double CD, of course, has the great booklet that it comes with. And the CDs themselves, one of them is the Parlophone label, so it's more of a record label, I guess, than it is the looking like a record. The other one is the Apple. A CD soundtrack. I went with Eddie Vedder's Into the Wild. This is a CD soundtrack from the movie Into the Wild, music from the motion picture. And this one is also in the form of a book, where it has some great photography from the movie, the lyrics. Really good. Nice little thing there. And then at the back of it is where you have the CD tucked away. So, Eddie Vedder's Into the Wild. CD with a book. I got this version of American Idiot by Green Day, and it comes in book form. is really nice. This is a limited edition. I don't know how many of these were made, but thought I was pretty lucky to come across one. Nice artwork and the lyrics. And in the back, you have the CD. Live recording. Of course, I have to pick up something really eclectic. I'll go with Fred Frith Guitar Quartet. This is the album called Upbeat. And though it doesn't say it's live anywhere, they are recordings pulled from different concerts, live concerts. Fred Frith is an experimental guitarist. Sorry, the CD was upside down. If you're into Robert Fripp, then you know what experimental guitar can sound like. The quartet consists of four guitarists, and they each get a chance to solo on this, plus they have their regular songs where they play together. It's all instrumental, and love Fred Frith, love his experimentalism. He does a lot of soundtracks. If you're into music that's just a little bit different and really good guitar, then you need to check out Fred Frith and his solo material. Number 17, show something with a weird or non-conventional packing. I'm going with Radiohead's Hail to the Thief. This is a special edition of the album. And as you see, it looks like a tablet, like a writing tablet kind of a thing. But you open it up. Here at the bottom is where the CD is stored. At the top here, swing this open, you have this weird book that has the alternative titles of the songs. As you know, all of these songs have alternative titles with, I don't know, I've never really looked at it that close. I think they might be the lyrics. And then on this other side, you have this huge poster. Oops. So, unusual packaging for sure. Not the regular conventional packaging for that particular album, and of course, I seen it and had to pick it up, and I'm going to have to try to fold that later. Number 18, show your most expensive CD. Well, there's two of them I've got here. The most expensive maximum that I found on Discogs was this George Winston box set. This has all of his recordings, solo piano recordings from 1972 to 1996. And I think I got this for $20. Thought it was worth it. It has all of his great albums in here from December all the way up to the Linus and Lucy recordings. This is a great box set. The other one is also a box set, and I'll go off of the... Oh, by the way, that one there, the maximum it sold for was $469. The median, the highest median price I have was $66.56 for this Tom Cochrane box set. This is Ashes and Diamonds. Most of these songs come from his years with the group Red Rider, but there's also some live solo material on here too. So, box set comes with the booklet and 3 CDs. Show a local band or artist. The closest thing I could find this local is actually about a couple of hours away from here. Coming from Guelph is Fred J. Eaglesmith, and this is one of his CDs called Millie's Cafe. I always pick up anything I find from Fred Eaglesmith. I knew about him long before I moved out here. I actually discovered him when I was living down in the States. I had no idea he was from this area. So, great stuff. And last of all is a mini CD or a mini disc. And I don't have either one, but I thought what I would do is show instead a maxi single that I have, and that's from Nine Inch Nails. This is Head Like a Hole, and this particular maxi single has 10 tracks on it. So yes, it has various remixes of Head Like a Hole, but it also has Terrible Lie with a different mix, You Know Who You Are, a couple of other mixes of Head Like a Hole, another mix of Terrible Lie, and 3 mixes of Down in It. So a lot on here, and I actually really like this. I usually don't go for remix albums, but this has enough variety in the mixes and everything that it's, I think, worth picking up. So there you have it. That's the CD tag for 2023. Feel free to jump in on this tag, and if you want to see the original, go check out the member of the VC who started this tag. I'll leave his link down below, and thank you for watching.